Oh, I hope this doesn't happen twice. I just made an 11-minute video and it said error. Click here to re-record. I really don't want to re-record this video. It wasn't that wonderful to start with, but I really don't want to do it twice. So I'm going to do a shorter version, which may be a great blessing to you. This is the honey that I reliquified the other day. It has a very nice consistency. You can see it moves freely in the jar, but once you tip it, it still clings to the jar. That's the consistency you're looking for. More important than that, you're looking for it to not exceed 98.6 degrees, because I read that the magical components in the honey begin to be, they said 200 components in the honey are destroyed once you hit a temperature over that. They also said was that it takes a temperature of 104 to 122 degrees to cause it to liquefy again. So you want it to liquefy slowly and not overheat the honey. It should still cling to the jar. Okay, now, maybe it was the will of God that I not published that video. This honey container has some crystallized honey in the bottom. It will actually weep, and you can get it to run like so. I did fill it from here to the top with the honey out of that jar once it was liquefied. But I don't think it was hot enough to cause this to melt. However, there are some crystals in that honey, and you can get the crystals to come out of the end there. Now, I put this in a crock pot on low from 7 in the morning until about 10, and it was plenty done by 10 o'clock. I probably should have taken it out sooner. If I had it to do over again, I would have put some cooler water in the crock pot on low to keep it from ever reaching 200 degrees. Now, my list of, I hope this one takes. I'll have to do it again. Let's see how much time I can cut off of it. The ways I had thought of to heat the honey slowly to bring it out of its crystallized state were a heating pad, low heat in an oven, well under 200 degrees. Put it next to a hot water radiator in your house. I would leave it there for several days. Heating it slowly. Chafing dish, crock pot, low setting on an electric griddle. The vent from the oven, which is usually the right rear burner, maybe not always. The old-fashioned pilot lights when you don't have an electronic ignition on your new, this would be an older gas stove, so not a newer gas stove that has an electronic ignition. A sunny spot in a warm window and a pot of warm water on the stove. Now, I just cut 7 minutes off that video, so the rest of that must have just been total nonsense. Let's see, was there anything else? Oh, the other thing that I just mentioned is if you're going to put honey in bread and you're going to put it in a 350-degree oven, you don't need to be as careful with it. But I bought this honey specifically because it was raw, unfiltered, local honey. I keep turning it so you can see it clings to the jar. That's the consistency you want. You don't want it more liquidy than that. If you're going to be baking bread at 350 degrees, maybe you don't need to be quite so careful with your honey. But like I said, I bought this to use specifically for my herb trials that I ran for 6 or 8 months. And so just in the last week or so, I used up what's missing in this jar here, this squeezy container. Putting a little bit of, I open a capsule of herbs, and then I don't want to take the whole capsule at one time, so I sprinkle part of the capsule in the spoon, and then I cover it with honey just to make it go down better. And the honey itself has got awesome properties in it. I do not know why I'm showing this to you, but they had this Nestle's triple chocolate cookie dough on sale at my store a couple of weeks ago. So I have a thing for chocolate chip cookies. When I was dropping my 88 pounds, which is not all stayed off, I ate chocolate chip cookies almost every day out of my little convection oven. So I only make these are big cookies. There's only 12 in a package. The ones I eat normally have 24 in a package. So these are monster. Not monster cookies, but monster big and beautiful. So they got 3 different kinds of chocolate in there. But so I only usually make 2 or 3, or sometimes more. Depends on if there's people around. So that was the end of the video, and we are at 5 minutes. Let's see if it will publish. God bless your efforts to prepare. Make a list. Check it twice so you can eat more than just beans and just rice. And it's really better to be safe than sorry. That's what this whole channel is about. Couple of things. Food. Better to be safe than sorry. Bye for now. See if it publishes.